when I started throwing events, it was because there was a church group called Victory Outreach that was throwing Battle of the Breakers back in the day at Hayden High School. And these were standing room only, auditorium packed, full, jam, like stacked. You know what I mean? But they were a little bit drawn out. Their focus definitely wasn't the breaking. It was to get you near, to give their message. And the judges would be like the basketball coach and the math teacher, and and I remember asking them one time, like, okay, what are you guys looking for? They're like, yeah, we just want to see like who can spin the most and stuff. And I was like,
oh, my bad. I was about to say, one of the things that's hip right now is Worth the Wait. Worth the Wait. You actually wrote your thesis on Worth the Wait. What was the inspiration behind that competition, and what is that competition?
Yeah. So Worth the Wait. Again, I try my best to take the lessons that I've learned from hip hop culture, from being a writer, from dancing, from, I have a pair of turntables, from loving DJing, from, loving MCs and lyrics and stuff. And I try to take those lessons and adapt them. And instead of, because I think we've talked a little bit about this before, where I've thrown gigantic cash prizes, you know what I mean? But I found myself doing the opposite of what hip hop has told me. I'm trying to be freestyle session. I'm not freestyle session. Why am I trying to do that? Stop it. That doesn't serve my community. You know what I mean? That serves California. It's humongous. That's a great place to vacation. People to go. Cool. That's them. We don't need to be in that lane right there. That's not our lane. What's going to serve us here in this community? And one of the things that I saw that I call, that we have a big turnover rate is what I call it, right? We don't have a lot of elders that stick around. We don't have a lot of OGs or whatever name you want to call them. They go away. And I get it. Life happens no matter what. But again, they go away, but they never come back. Why are they not coming back anymore? I mean, why am I seeing youngsters come in and they're like, oh, wow, this kid has potential, and they get down for a year and then they disappear? Or why, me and my brother were blessed that eventually my parents, because my parents hated all of this too. They just thought it was a waste. But now they've been to every part of the world with us. So we were lucky enough that eventually they jumped on board and supported us. But I remember specifically having a conversation with Miracles when Miracles was like on fire. And he was one of the best dudes around. But I remember somehow having a conversation that his parents had never seen him dance. And I was like, what? I was like, how many Miracles are out there where they're, like, your son is one of the best people maybe in the world at this point in time, is this second, and you've never even seen him dance? I was like, yo, it made me like, wow, I'm mad lucky. I'm super grateful and I'm mad lucky. And because he has a great relationship with his parents. Shout out to them because they're good peoples. But just there's a reason why they never went to an event. There's a reason. So again, and this is now, it seems normal because we see so many parents and so much family. They make a lot of the people in our audiences now. Back then it wasn't. It was just the breakers, only the people that were competing. And everybody was competing. There wasn't like some people. No, it was a crew battle, so everybody battled. You know what I mean? So, but the jams were made up of just people that were breaking, just the competitors. And so I was like, why? Because I'm like, man, I want to invite my family and friends to come. But then you start thinking about too, like, okay, what does that conversation sound like? Like, hey, you guys, maybe you don't got a lot of dough either. So, You know, I know when I was young, if I would ask my parents, they're like, "Hey, can the whole family come watch me battle?" They might have still say yes because they're mad supportive, but at the same time, like, what? We're gonna spend 150? Nah, you crazy fool! Like we ain't doing that. We ain't got that. That's for the jamon and the tortas. You got your mind. Or can we bring the tortas in? Or can I sell them? Even that would be my mom. Like, yeah, if I could set up a booth and sell some jewelry and some tortas. You know, so it was those kind of things where I was seeing like nobody's having their like family and friends come out. How many kids are out there like that their family has never seen them do what they do and get down. And so that's why we went with Worth the Wait was like, oh yeah, because I was thinking about like how does that conversation sound? Like, hey, you wanna come watch and we're gonna spend this much money and I'm probably gonna lose in the prelim, so I'm not even really gonna even get to compete, you know. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense, and I get it. You know, come watch me lose. I'm gonna get whooped real quick. And you know, back then, especially you already knew when you walked into a jam, you could pick out on one hand who, you know, maybe in two fingers who's gonna be in the finals, who's gonna be in that top 8. So you know, you could walk into a jam and be like, I have zero chance of winning today. I have zero chance to even make it at the top 16 today. There's no chance, you know. And so those kids fall off. Yeah. So Worth the Wait. So we made it for that. That was one of the first things that we saw that people weren't, you know, there was no family and friends coming along. So, so that's when I thought about like, okay, how do we address that issue that we have here in Phoenix? You know, that big turnover rate. How do we get the veterans to come back and still be involved? And how do we get people to invite their family and friends to this thing? And the first one we threw was in 2012, I believe. Shortly after we opened Cypher, the first one happened at Cypher. And the turnout was crazy. We had, I mean, and this was a time when there was like nothing really going on. So we're like, you know, let's just try to get it started back up slowly. The turnout was banoodles. We were there till 2 a.m. because it just went on. So yeah, we were like, yo, you know, and I remember specifically talking to the youngsters, like, because there was kids that like, you obviously practice, but I've never seen you before. Why not? And they'd be like, cause we don't want to battle you. We don't want to battle this person or that person. We don't want to come in here and get whooped on. So, you know, and I was like, bingo, there it is. Cool. We're on the right track. So that was the main reason, is to try to get, you know, people to get their families involved, you know, because again, if it's not that we want to make things like back in the day and we don't want that. We want things to evolve, but we do want, like, one of the best jams that I've been to is Tools of the Trade in New York. That Popmaster Fable would throw, and it was.
Fratona Park Jams gives a nod to hip hop and DJs, and here to fill us in is Jorge Popmaster Fable Pavon, CEO and co-founder of Tools of War. Welcome, Popmaster. Please first tell me the background of that name.
Out in the park, and it was just really dope, funky. It wasn't, I mean, it was, people would, if a youngster went there and be like, oh, they played nothing but breaks, but it was just all funk, soul music, but it was very break feely. But you know, you had the motorcycle club dudes over here, and then you had the breakers over here, and then you had the nanas over here, and you had the, you know, so you had all these different people, you mean, that were there, and and the music was incredible. And so it's that kind of thing where, like, let's bring that back where and I know what that did for me. Again, it was a rough patch for me in the beginning with my parents. You know, obviously Graph was not cool with them. You know, breaking was, you know, I remember my brother saying like, oh, you know, or them saying to my brother when I was younger, like, oh, you want to be like your brother, or like a bum on the street and just be rolling around on the floor. You know what I mean? And so they weren't always supportive of it. You know what I mean? And I get it. You want the best for your kids, and this, what the hell you doing? Stop wasting your time with this.
Right.
You know, the way I hear parents talk about like gaming now, I'm like, yeah, but they can make some money. That, you know, if they're really about that. But so it was a great success right off the bat. We knew we tapped into something dope. You know, it kind of, again, it was a double entendre of like it's you know, it be worth your weight. Pull your own weight, like, you know, you have to be able to stand on your own and help your community and pull your weight. And then also, like, you know, be patient. You know, we're in this instant gratification. It's worth waiting for. It's worth that work that you're gonna put in for. It's okay if you wait a year. A year feels like a long time right now. It ain't that long. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want people to trust you. But again, the youngsters, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That's what their job is as well. So was that, and it came from, and the original naming of it came from Stuntman. Stuntman was like, I'd be funny if I had a shirt that said worth the weight, you know, because he's a heavier dude, right? And I thought, right. I was like, yo, that's hilarious, bro. I was like, that's funny. And I was like, and it could also mean like it's worth waiting for that. And I was like, that's fresh. And so later,
and it means weight class, like as in like the heavy, middle, and then light. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, it's yeah, and it was that because, you know, you see a lot of cats that think they're real fly. And they think they're heavy mode, and you know, they try to impress, you know, the girlies or their homies or whatever, and they get into what they're wearing, they get smacked up all the way around. It's like now it doesn't. Now we can save the arguments that we had in the '90s of who's better. We don't gotta argue. Let's go. Can you hang him at the heavyweight? Oh, you can't. Oh, you can only hang with the lightweights. Shut your front door. Like,
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it got all of that business out the way. Like, we're gonna get right to it. The numbers don't lie. It's there. You know, and so yeah, it was built from that, and now it's just, you know, by itself, it's taught us a lot of things. It's opened up a lot of doors. It's become a very heavy on the education and mentoring part. You know, for the DJs, you know, we let the younger DJs come in and DJ some of the lightweight stuff. If they make a mistake, no big deal. Same thing, you know, with the judging. We try to put less experienced judges with more experienced judges. Again, even if you make a mistake, we have two other judges that are much more experienced than you, and you can have a conversation with them. Like, okay, why did you guys judge that way? Because cool, I agree or disagree. You don't have to agree with them, but you have that relationship there. Again, especially with the DJs, you know, it's hard to get put on to anything. I mean, and it's definitely hard to get put on side by side on the same turntable with one of your heroes or someone that you look up to, I mean, or someone that's a legend in your city, you know, somebody that's a champion. So it's worked out in that manner really, really well. You know, for the dancers, of course, it gives them the confidence. I'm brand new. I can come in and find my place and work my way up. And to commit, you know, because the normal ones right now, this COVID season has been kind of a free for all, but the normal season goes in 3. So it's the other thing we want to get people to get used to committing to things. I'm going to commit to this 3 seasons, and I'm going to follow through on all 3 of them. You know what I mean? And so it's all those little aspects all in one. And again, it's been really good. And we did it in New Mexico, and again, we want to travel with it and do it. But again, we want to do it in communities that have that need. Like, okay, we need something like this, the structure like this. You know, and again, with the way everything's going, you know, with breaking in the direction that it's headed in, it makes sense because it gives you that build up. Because otherwise, you know, again, you walk into a jam, it could be your first battle ever, and then all of a sudden you battling Victor, and good luck. There's no easy props. He still wants to get his footage, so he's still gonna put it on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy because I mean, most of us, when we went to our first jam, it didn't matter what our level was. They just threw you in the fire, and like I've said before in a couple interviews, I just was like, you ain't putting me in the fire. I'm gonna be in the crowd. You know, I'm not battling because I'm not battling these crazy cats in this room. I'm gonna go sit down. And I'm gonna get front row though. I bet you that. I bet you I'll be in the front row, see the battle. But yeah,
it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I think that was when I came back to the I had heard about Worth the Wait even though I was, you know, away. But you know, just because I know Johnny, I know you. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was innovative. You know what I'm saying? It was like, because of the 3 levels, because my point of entry doesn't have to be so scary. You know, I can come in and be against like people until I'm ready to move up. Yeah,
Battling
exactly.
is terrifying, and so, sorry for plugging over here. It's a terrifying thing, but again, it's super valuable, man. I've sorry, get in a good position here.
House is over there traveling. There you go.
The sun keep moving with me.
No doubt.
It's once I think of specifically with the city of Phoenix when I interviewed for them. I had like an 8-person panel to interview. Even when I auditioned for the program at ASU, there was people there from all over the world, and they were in the lobby just freaking out, like scared, like so nervous, and or for these interviews. And I was like, y'all scared to sit and talk with 8 people? I'm like I said, I've battled 20 dudes at the same time that wanted to cut my head off. This is easy. Like, I'm good. If I can make it through the pressure of battling like that, so it gives you so much, but yeah, it hurts when you take a whooping. You take a whooping, and sometimes it's hard to bounce back from, but that's what it is. And it's not to take away from the tough love. I still believe 100% in the tough love. I still believe and that's what the Cypher is, right? To me, it's that equalizer of all things. I mean, you want to talk about equity and equality, it's the Cypher, because it don't matter if you're what gender you identify, how old you are, what cut. Let's get down right here.
You step in, it's on.
It's on. That's it. You're in that front row. You're game. You don't want to? Yeah, go to the second and third row and pick over shoulder. And hope you make nobody mad, because they still won't get you. So, it's not to take away. It just, we wanted to find another option, another platform, a balance to what was going on.
No doubt. And the last thing I want to ask you.
The thought of a legacy of some kind is always a nice thought. But I feel like if I was going to leave any kind of legacies, it might not be obviously seen. I think it's going to live inside of a lot of people. and so and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not getting, a statue of me at City Hall. You
don't want the Air Jordan?
Right. Yeah, like.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.